Cyberbrainer is an online training platform designed to help individuals and teams learn the latest technologies and become certified professionals, producing a comprehensive learning experience.
Now let's get into the real lots to how this could look like in the business process level. Let's go to that business process here. Alright, so ignore this error. There are some errors in this particular business process which somebody has created, so there is an error over here. So this is typically how a business process or the way that we configure. This is called as a business process configuration page. This is typically how this will look like. Alright, this is typically how the configuration will also look like. So something totally different. It's very, very simple for you to understand as well, and don't get probably, I would say it is very, very easy, don't feel overwhelmed with it, because very, very simple, plain stuff. There's not something big, and probably once you get into the implementation or something, you'll see a lot of different business processes which are going to be probably 2 or 3 complex than this. Alright, like I said first, it's a tabular form here. This is where you're going to configure everything. That is just for you to understand or, if you want, to explain it to the business, because the business understands the diagrammatic format better. That is why Workday has provided that, and if you want to access it, you just have to go to the business process definitions. It's related actions, just like what you see in an org chart. You just have to click over here, View Diagram, and that view diagram will take you to that particular chart. Because when we explain to the business, we go from that particular chart, because the business may not really understand this tabular format and everything. Alright, because this is more for us, with all the nuances around it, the due date, delays, and everything as well. Because the business ideally does not understand this. From my experience, let me tell you, because for them the chart looks better, because that is how they are maintaining their legacy system as well. Because they may maintain their legacy system in a pen and paper and admin related stuff or on other systems like Tally, on other systems as well. Right, so there. It could be more diagrammatically represented in charts and everywhere, but this could be different. That's why we go. So let me just explain this particular business process, or the flow and everything, and then I will go into creation of an actual business process. First up, you see steps over here and you see a magnifying glass right next to it. If I click on the magnifying glass, it will go across to the values or more detailed version of each and every step and the specific values for this particular step. Here it says workflow step. And if I want to have some detailed stuff over here, it goes across to the detailed menu. So we will get into the deep dives a little later. For now, just remember that if I click on that magnifying glass for that particular step, what is going to be the detailed action and other details? That is what this is going to come in. There are modifications and everything. We'll deal with it a lot later on Monday, not today. I don't know what you do. Get it there. Next order is going to be the order in which this particular business process is going to be executed. It can be alpha or numeric, or alpha and numeric as well. Currently, we maintain a standard, which is going to be say from A to S. But unless you have more than 26 or 26 steps in your business process, you can maintain it as A1, A2, A1, A2, A1, A2, A1, A2, A1, A2, A1, A2, A2, however you want to maintain it. You can maintain it that way. Like I said, this order can be alpha or numeric, or alpha and numeric, based on the way that you, as a configurator, want to have it. It's completely your domain and you can have it the way that you want to have it. Clear on this? Next, if in my business process, when should this particular step trigger? That is what is decided by the if column over here. For example, I say a work to account. Who should have worked the account? Be creator or edited. So here, the action is editing a work to account. You are going to obviously edit a work to account only for a person who has a work to account. Otherwise, I would typically go and create a new work to account for him. So that is why this particular criteria has applicant here. It doesn't say the employee, because the account has been created yet. So it says the applicant is a person for person. Whom you are going to hire right now has already a work to account in existence. If it is already available, I am only going to edit that account, probably make it active, because you could have been a rehire in this case. So when I'm going to rehire somebody, that particular person is going to retain the employee credentials that he had at the time of termination. The same thing is what is going to be happening over here. And here, I'm going to edit that particular person's work to account. That is the employee ID. I'm going to make it as activated or I'm going to reactivate it. And the same credentials are going to be done over here. Next thing, pay a group assignment. So what exactly a pay group assignment does at a high level? I'll tell you what exactly pay group assignment. But we get it to the deep. The names of it in the next, subsequent sections. Pay group is something like a person is going to be part of which is he going to be paid monthly? Is he going to be paid bi-weekly or is he going to be paid? What is going to be the pay frequency for? That is what pay group is going to be ideally at. And it is going to be usually assigned at a country level and all these criteria that the person has given is. So only if I have a company assigned to this particular person can I assign a pay group. Otherwise I cannot have any pay group. Just a simple criteria. I don't want you to get kind of confused with it. Just remember that if I have a company and all the assignments are there, only then I can assign a pay group for now. Alright, that is what this if criteria comes in. And I can have different if criteria are assigned for each and every step. That's number 1. Number 2, certain criteria you may see as Workday owned. This one, for example, is showing us Workday owned, and whereas these two over here, it does not have a suffix Workday owned. So what does Workday owned in any criteria mean? So whenever I'm going to add this particular action, Workday has certain checks and balances or default criteria which will be automatically added for specific actions or specific events which are going to happen in my business process. These are Workday delivered ones, which will be automatically added whenever I'm mentioning this particular task. It will be automatically added. I cannot remove them at any point of time because these are automatically added and there is no possibility for me to edit or remove this particular rule. This is added by Workday as a part of checks and balances, every single task which is there. Certain actions will have a specific rule. Certain ones may not have it, and for those I may have to add them. Alright, but this is all delivered by Workday. That's why it says Workday owned for this particular rule, which is delivered or which is added automatically when I mentioned the actions. Edit Workday account. Otherwise, if I'm going to have another action called as pay group, assign pay group, this is going to be a custom rule because it does not have any delivered rules for this. It is okay, I can have it without any rules over here as well. I can have an assignment of the pay group. There is no hard and fast rule for this. I'll write clear on what exactly the if criteria means. What does that if column mean? Any questions? All right. The next thing is going to be action, or the type. So what is going to be the action, or the event that needs to perform in this particular step? So I can
Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.